Your WXXV News 25 forecast first, powered by Mississippi Power.
Welcome in. Temperatures will be pretty mild overnight, but a chance of thunderstorms begins after midnight. 30 to 40% chances do become more widespread by the start of the day. Even the potential for severe thunderstorms from 5 a.m. through 11 a.m. It will be nothing like Monday, but I'll have more on that here in a few minutes. For now, that's your forecast first. WXXV News 25 starts right now.
New tonight on WXXV, the U.S. and British militaries have bombed parts of Yemen. We'll have more details on the developing story.
I'm Brooke Parker in Biloxi. According to the National Weather Service, Mississippi is seeing more tornadoes. But is Mississippi prepared for more tornadoes? I'm going to have that answer for you coming right up.
Also, we have new details tonight for Deputy Malone's funeral tomorrow.
Your news live right now. WXXV News 25.
Good evening and welcome to News 25 at 10 o'clock. I'm Buhring.
And I'm Trey Tonnessen.
We begin with developing news tonight. The United States and British militaries conducted airstrikes in Yemen today.
These bombings targeted more than a dozen Iranian-backed sites. The motive is presumed to be retaliatory, using warships and submarine missiles as well as fighter jets.
President Joe Biden released a statement saying, quote, "These strikes are in direct response to unprecedented Houthi attacks against international maritime vessels in the Red Seas." He also mentioned how such action was taken to show the attacks on the Red Sea will, quote, "not be tolerated," end quote. Tornado activity in Mississippi is on the rise, according to the National Weather Service, a threat people on the coast don't see very often.
News 25's Brooke Parker tells us more.
The Mississippi Gulf Coast is no stranger to natural disasters. Much of our way of life is built around surviving hurricanes. However, the Mississippi Gulf Coast might need to adapt to tornadoes as well. In 2022, Mississippi had more tornadoes than any state, over 180. In 2023, it came in second place for the most tornadoes. Most of those tornadoes happen in northern Mississippi, but in recent years, the coast has seen more tornadoes than usual. Harrison County Emergency Management Director Matt Stratton tells us why this could be.
And there's been some speculation about Tornado Alley shifting in its location that's favored for tornado development or maybe expanding.
In an area that can't have basements due to flooding and prefers housing on concrete or stilts, where tornado sirens are rusted by the salty air, the Mississippi Gulf Coast is at a disadvantage.
Whereas maybe our friends up north might have more of those options for shelter locations. For us here on the Gulf Coast, we really recommend you go to an interior room away from windows and get into a safe place on the inside of a sturdy building.
The coast will adapt, but here are some tips if you find yourself in a tornado. Since there are no sirens, always have a radio or charged phone during severe weather. If you are in a mobile home or vehicle, seek shelter elsewhere if you have time. Never park your car under an overpass. Go to the bottom floor of homes on stilts in the middle room with no windows. In Biloxi, Brooke Parker, WXXV News 25.
George County Deputy Jeremy Malone will be laid to rest tomorrow morning.
The officer was killed in the line of duty January 4th during a traffic stop near Lucedale. The funeral is scheduled for 11 o'clock tomorrow morning at Agricola Baptist Church. Law enforcement from all over the state and the country are expected to be there to pay their respects to Mr. Malone, who leaves behind his wife and 3 children. Governor
Tate Reeves signed an executive order today ordering flags in the state to be flown at half-staff in a day of mourning for Deputy Malone. News 25's Austin Lindsay will be in Lucedale tomorrow morning.
And for a check of how the weather will be like tomorrow morning into tomorrow night, here is our wonderful meteorologist, Jeff Vorick.
Hey, Lori and Trey. Yeah, right now things are pretty calm across the area. Bay St. Louis, HL Properties view showing you. Not a bad one at all, really. And Temperatures aren't bad either. Cloudy skies, though. Winds are elevated out of the southeast, 10 to 15 miles per hour. Gusts over 20 miles per hour will remain. Your hometown forecast brought to you by Backyard Paradise Pools is spotlighting Savannah. Cloudy skies and a chance of showers and thunderstorms late, with even the potential for severity tomorrow. There is the potential for that in the region. I'll time out when those threats arrive next.
Mississippi Power was announced, as an Edison Electric Institute Emergency Response Award recipient today.
The reward comes after the company's response to 7 consecutive days of severe weather across the Gulf Coast. The severe weather culminated with an EF2 tornado in downtown Moss Point in June of 2023. Roughly 50,000 customers were impacted at some point throughout the week. More than 8 miles of power lines were replaced following the tornado, along with 75 poles and 50 transformers that also needed to be replaced.
Less than 36 hours after that tornado, all 8,000 impacted customers who could receive power had their power restored.
A special election is being held in Diamond Head this month.
4 candidates have now been certified, looking to become the newest Diamond Head City Council member. Bridget B. Becker, Austin Clark, James A. Marble, and Peter Yanez are the 4 running for Ward 4 post. The Diamond Head City Council is looking to fill the position after former Ward 4 council member Chuck Clark stepped down from his post to assume his new role as District 3 Board Supervisor of Hancock County. The 4 names mentioned will appear on the January 30th ballot. The Mississippi Department of Marine Resources announced the crab trap closure dates for 2024.
The Mississippi Derelict Crab Trap Removal Program involves fishermen and volunteers working together to clean up the waters. The program was established in 1999 and has since removed and recycled over 22,000 traps from across the Mississippi Gulf Coast. The goal is to remove inactive crab traps for beautification as well as for the ecosystem. Coming up, Jeff will have a look at the weather. Plus, Miss Mississippi Vivian O'Neill took home a win tonight. More on her victory coming up.
And we have some good news if you like Popeyes. More details on that good news coming up.
Coming up in just a few short minutes in sports, we take a look at a recent college commitment from one local student athlete.
And it's time for our daily poll. Are you celebrating Mardi Gras this year? My answer is yes.
Yeah, let's throw that vote back the other way. Let's go yes.
Yeah.
You can vote by going to our website, WXXV25.com, and clicking on the WXXV vote link in the news drop-down menu, or use the QR code on your screen.
You're watching WXXV News 25 with Lori, Trey, Jeff, and Jevan. WXXV News 25. Now, your weather authority.
I think we should talk about the weather, but more specifically, wind speeds.
Wind speeds,
I
yes.
thought she was going to say
Because-
surface analysis. Consider yourself lucky, Jeff.
Inside joke. Sorry.
Inside, we need to stop. Okay, let's talk about the main thing here, which is the actual weather going on right now. Yes, and we had a poll question about Mardi Gras. If you have Mardi Gras decorations, you're going to want to secure those because winds will be more elevated in about 10 hours or so. Winds about 10 to 20 miles per hour, factoring in gusts along a lot of the beachfront. That southerly flow is making temperatures nice, so a lot of beachfront spots still around 61 to 62. Inland locations, Wiggins 58 being the coolest spot. Those temperatures tonight don't fall too much more, an average of 59 in the area. 30 to 40% chance of thunderstorms becomes more widespread by the morning. Some shower and thunderstorm activity, even a few intense to severe thunderstorms with strong wind gusts possible. And outside of thunderstorms, winds tomorrow will be elevated through a lot of the day, but through the afternoon, skies will start to clear. Winds will remain elevated and even some nice temperatures before the cold really settles in. A wind advisory is in effect for all of our southern 6 counties. That's from 6 a.m. through 6 p.m. tomorrow. Winds could gust 30 to 40 miles per hour. Now, again, I'm going to say this outside of any showers and thunderstorms. Oh, no. Okay, hold on a second. I messed up here. We're going to fix this. There we go. That's your view from Jevan Mazda atop of the Golden Nugget. Things look pretty tame. Winds are not quite as gusty as they were earlier. Of course, you get into the night, lose that daytime heating, things get a little bit better. Mississippi Power Doppler is currently dry, and off to our northwest is where you actually find more severe weather. That's not going to be heading our direction necessarily, going to wait for a little bit of a squall line to fire up. Activity across Arkansas is starting to manifest. That's where the level 3 threat is tonight. Into tomorrow, it moves across northern portions of our state, but starting to see some showers pop up across portions of Louisiana and eastern Texas. Those move our way into tomorrow. A level 2 threat for severity in play during the day. Slight chance for showers and thunderstorms that could turn severe, but the best ingredients for that remain well to our north. Cold front is moving in from the west, but some showers do begin to pop up. I actually think this is even underdoing it. We could see some of those, perhaps some intensity to them. Squall line starts to move in. That brings the potential for damaging wind gusts ahead of that, but not thinking a whole lot to write home about. Eventually that moves east of our area. Cold front moves out. Things do start to clear out by the time we get into the second half of your Friday. A lot colder by the time we get into this weekend, though, with a freezing start likely on Saturday. Much colder conditions into my extended forecast. So great napping weather or sleeping weather to start the day off for Lori Buhring.
Definitely. Yeah, I'll still be sound asleep tomorrow. Yes. That's for sure.
Well, consider yourself lucky. Weather guys like us. I mean, staring at that radar, baby.
Oh, yeah.
Well, regardless, we'll have more news for you after the break. Stick with us.
Welcome to News 25's Expert Talk. Joining me today is primary care physician Dr. David Roberts and Sage Health Center Manager Tiara LaDuff. Thank you guys so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having us.
Of course. Well, give me your best definition of what Sage Health is and how you would describe Sage Health.
So I would describe Sage Health as a new and improved, more innovative and wiser healthcare choice for seniors 55 and older for our Gulfport, Mississippi location and surrounding areas for our seniors, which we offer a concierge service, kind of like a luxury hotel, but for healthcare.
Awesome. And then what specific services does Sage Health provide?
We provide transportation to our centers. We offer services that are traditionally not found in the healthcare market, including echocardiograms. We have a cardiologist on staff. We do a lot of screening to diagnose diseases at an early stage where we can intervene and be more effective in our treatment and to limit suffering and pain.
And what makes Sage Health stand out from the competitors, from everybody else?
We offer transportation for our seniors. If we refer them out, we offer them transportation to that appointment and back home, as well as we have an activity center, which we would have activities there like bingo, arts and crafts, painting, decorating ornaments like we did for Christmas and the holidays, as well as chair yoga and healthy cooking classes.
All right, great. That's a lot of great information. Thank you guys so much for joining us again.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Of course, and thank you for joining us on Expert Talk.
We can see the finish line of our night. We just have sports to get through, okay?
It's right there.
If the viewers at home can get through
Let's
sports,
see some
with
highlights.
Let's see some highlights,
I
right?
want
Let's
some
go ahead and
highlights.
get into sports. Go ahead and get into sports.
WXXV Sports.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us for sports. I'm Jevan McCoskey. I'm sure you've heard by now, but just in case you haven't, Nick Saban has officially retired from coaching football. Today, he sat down with ESPN's Reese Davis for his first interview post-decision to answer the question that everyone wants to know: why? During his sit-down interview, Saban said, quote, "When people mention the health issues, it was really just the grind of, can you do this the way you want to do it? Can you do it the way you have always done it? If I couldn't make a commitment to do that in the future, the way I think I have to do it, I thought maybe this was the right time based on those two circumstances," end quote. Well, one local student athlete and former Moss Point star, Tigers star Ruben Deuce-Lee II made his decision on where he will continue his football career. Ruben Deuce-Lee II put pen to paper on Thursday, signing to continue his football career at Mississippi Valley State. The former Moss Point quarterback will have 3 years of college eligibility remaining. While in high school, the quarterback led the Tigers to 3 straight district titles, and after signing, he spoke on why MVSU was the right fit for him.
Honestly, talking to the coaches, we were just on the same page. Just talking to them from the jump, we had the same vision for the program. They're on the rise. I mean, they're starting to get the funding, starting to get the alums back involved, the community's there, the fan base, the players, they want it, man. And I'm ready to go in and buy in and sell out for the program.
Congratulations to Lee, and best of luck in the next steps of your journey. Well, the Mississippi State men's basketball program added to the anarchy that is college basketball on Wednesday, a day that saw teams ranked 1 through 5 lose. It was only fitting that the Bulldogs took down one of them. In Starkville, Mississippi State had their biggest test of the season on Wednesday, taking on the number 5 ranked Tennessee Volunteers in SEC play. In the first, Cam Matthews is looking for the big man down low. Tolu Smith, great position, flushes it over the defender to put the Dogs up 7-6. A little later, Matthews, he has a full head of steam heading right towards the rim. Check out the finish, acrobatic layup through contact to make it an 18-14 game with 7.5 minutes to play in the first half. Now, less than a minute until the break. Shaq Moore drives, draws a double team, leaving DJ Jeffries wide open, cutting to the rim for the slam. MSU goes into the half with a 13-point lead, leading 35-22. Now, to the second half we go. State clinging to a 64-63 lead. Josh Hubbard sizes up his man, drives to the cup, and finishes over the defender almost with a sky hook to take a 3-point lead. A minute and a half to go. MSU is up 69-65. DJ Jeffries throws a full court dime to Hubbard for the lay-in, extending the lead to 6 points. He would finish the game with 25 points, a game high. But the Vols, they just won't go away. Only 35 seconds remaining. Dalton Kennett slams it home, tying the game at 72 points. Next possession, when push comes to shove for MSU, give it to the big fella. Tolu Smith, check him out. He works through the double team plus the foul, gets 3 points the old-fashioned way, goes to the foul line to get his 3rd point of the play. Check him out. He steps up to the foul line. Just cool, calm, collective, knocks down the free throw on the final Tennessee possession. The patented Chris Jans defense comes up big once again. Rams Davis forces the turnover. Cam Matthews with a 2-hand jam as time expires. Mississippi State wins 77-72, knocking off a top 5 team for the first time since 2002. After the game, head coach Chris Jans and Tolu Smith spoke on what a game like this can do for their program.
It was a rallying point for us. You know, it was something that we try to use as motivation. And, you know, when we celebrated, there was a lot of talk about that. And, you know, I'm really happy for him. I'm really glad for him. And, you know, when we win games like that, we're going to enjoy them.
They top 5. That was a great win for us. That's going to be a momentum shifter for our team going into March. Wins like that, you know, everybody knows we need all those kind of wins we can get. And that was a must win. And, you know, we got the job done.
The New Orleans Pelicans continued their impressive start to the season on the road on Wednesday as they traveled to the Bay Area to take on the Golden State Warriors. Warriors forward Draymond Green making his way back to the team after being reinstated for his indefinite suspension. First quarter, Pels up 8. The ball finds Herb Jones in the corner, lets it fly, nails the 3. He finished the game with 12 points. Later in the first, good guys up 10. Trey Murphy III, check out this. Off the miss, he elevates for the putback slam. He finished the game with 16 points, and the Pelicans are up 12. Second quarter now. Pels up 22. C.J. McCollum gets the ball back on the wing from Trey Murphy III and buries the triple. They finished with 13 threes in the half. McCollum finished with 14 points in the game, 8 assists. Pelicans up 25. Third quarter now. Dyson Daniels finds Jonas Valanciunas for the one-handed slam. Valanciunas with 15 of his team-high 21 points coming in the third. Fourth quarter, Pelicans up almost 30 points. Zion Williamson, why is he in the game still? We don't know, but he attacks the rim for the and-one slam dunk. Finished the game with 19 points, 7 assists, and 5 rebounds as the Pelicans get the big-time road win, defeating the Warriors 141-105. 8 players, yes, 8 players scoring double figures, and New Orleans picks up their 4th win of the season of 30 or more points. Well, it's that time of the week where WXXV highlights one student athlete. Let's kick it over to WXXV reporter Ansley Brent for the first student athlete of the week in 2024.
If there's anyone here on the Gulf Coast who came out of the womb holding a tennis racket in hand, it would be this week's WXXV Student Athlete of the Week. This Ocean Springs tennis player has not only made a name for himself on the courts of Treasure Oak Country Club, but on courts all across the nation. Get to know our WXXV Student Athlete of the Week, Lucas Wrigley.
Student Athlete of the Week. Brought to you by Performance Tire and Wheel.
I've been pretty much playing tennis my whole entire life, but I probably picked up the racket first time when I was like 4 or 5, so I've been playing since a very young age.
Ocean Springs junior Lucas Wrigley started playing tennis 14 years ago, when he was literally the size of a tennis racket. Growing up watching both his parents and sisters live on the court, he too wanted to carry on that legacy, no matter the cost or time it took.
Tennis is something you can't just, it's not something you can just be good at overnight. It takes a lot of work, a lot of coordination, a lot of practice, a lot of hard work. So I think just sticking with tennis my whole entire life and always just trying to improve day by day, I think was one of the biggest things. Just seeing that little improvement year by year as I got older, I think was just huge for me.
Countless miles traveled, strings busted, and time spent practicing both before and after school. You'd think Wrigley had taken a break or two during his long tennis career, but his love for the game has him always wanting to come back for more.
I just put a lot of time in it because I really enjoy it, and it's just something that I've always worked at, and something like I just enjoy always being on the court, no matter the circumstance, no matter the time. And I think it's just something that I just I don't know, enjoy playing. Like, I don't really know how to put it, but every time I step on the tennis court, I just have a fantastic time. I always have fun.
He truly enjoys every court he gets to step foot on. But one court this past summer took his breath away.
This summer I went to Kalamazoo, Michigan for nationals, and it was a surreal experience. It's just like one of those places that I've seen like on my phone and different types of videos of the best players in the country play at. And to play there at that like prestigious place was just a really cool and really just like sentimental thing for my game.
And not just anyone gets invited to the USTA's Nats at the Zoo. The 16-year-old is currently ranked first in the state for the 16s and 18s division. Wrigley makes it look easy to cover the entire court, to say the least. But the pressure of doing it all on your own is definitely there.
Tennis is a very lonely sport. You know, you're on your own. You've got to do it yourself. You don't have anybody else to rely on. But also at the same time it's a good thing. Only you rely on yourself. You don't have to rely on anybody else or hope that nobody messes up. It's all on you.
But Wrigley is no stranger to success on his own. He currently holds a 4.4 GPA, is a member of the Mayor's Youth Council, is the treasurer of Junior Civitan Club, and is a member of both the National Honor Society and Beta Club. No matter where life or tennis takes Wrigley next, his hard work, determination, and talents will truly take him far. In Ocean Springs, I'm Ansley Brent with WXXV News 25.
And now, the play of the day. Brought to you by Cannon Motors of Mississippi.
WXXV's play of the day is from Mississippi State's big-time win over the number 5 ranked Tennessee Volunteers. Guard Josh Hubbard shakes and bakes his way to an open three-point shot, hitting his defender with 2 hezzies on his way to helping the Bulldogs to a 77-72 win over the Volunteers in Starkville. Before we go to break, it's time for our Sports Daily Poll. After Mississippi State's big win over Tennessee, how will the Bulldogs fare against Alabama on Saturday? 67% of you are leaning towards the Bulldogs, while 33% are with the Crimson Tide. You can vote by going to our website, WXXV25.com, and clicking on the WXXV vote link in the news drop-down menu. Click Sports or use the QR code on your screen.
And now, your Weather Authority. Brought to you by Southern Charm Furniture, where quality and design matter.
Welcome back in. I've been talking about severe weather for tomorrow. Let me make no mistake about this. Your Friday is not going to be how Monday into Tuesday shaped up, by no means. It will be a windy day. There's a wind advisory in effect from 6 a.m. through 6 p.m. There's also a slight risk for severe thunderstorms. The potential is there for a few of these thunderstorms to carry strong damaging wind gusts. That is the main threat with this, but bottom line, it will be through the area by about 11 o'clock to noon or so, and it will bring, again, potential strong winds, but heavy rain is likely not in play. Can't rule out an isolated tornado risk either. Small craft advisory in effect until 9 o'clock Friday morning. That turns into a gale warning, and that carries through 9 p.m. tomorrow. Winds will be quite elevated over the waters. Your Mississippi Power extended forecast has a 60% chance of thunderstorms. Some of those could be strong to severe tomorrow. High temperature in the afternoon, though, with clearing skies will reach 70 degrees. Windy conditions during the day tomorrow as well. Now, into the weekend, it will be cold, but that's a far cry from what we'll see next week, with a hard freeze likely for 2 nights, potentially with wind chills in the single digits. You want to be prepared for this type of cold. Temperatures do moderate, though, towards the end of next week.
Thanks, Jeff. Definitely be prepared for that. We have some exciting news about the Magnolia State. Miss Mississippi Vivian O'Neill took home a win in the first preliminary competition at Miss America. O'Neill was one of 5 winners in the fitness competition, and she won last year's Miss Mississippi pageant and competed to become Miss America in 2023. She's a Hattiesburg native and graduated from the University of Southern Mississippi in 2020.
Well, I competed at my state for 5 years and never won a single preliminary, so to say that I was in shock is an understatement, but I'm so incredibly grateful. So I've been a dancer since the age of 3, so a lot of my fitness has to do with dancing and is centered around dancing, and so I think it's so important to be able to find something that you love to do and make it sustainable when it comes to fitness.
Finals will be held this Sunday night. 51 women are competing in the Orlando for the crown of Miss America. Well, stick with us. We have something you won't want to miss after the break.
All right, guys. Popeye's Louisiana Kitchen is offering wings for wings.
Ooh.
I almost said chicken, but they do have chicken. If the Baltimore Ravens or Philadelphia Eagles win the Super Bowl this year, customers can get a free 6-piece order of wings.
In addition to the winged mascot teams, Popeyes has tossed the Buffalo Bills into the promotion. Might as well get everybody in there.
Yeah.
You know, because of the Buffalo Wings connection.
Well, I know what 3 teams that I'm going to be rooting for the Super Bowl. Popeyes says the deal will only be available 2 days after the Super Bowl on Tuesday, February 13th. The fast food chain is going all in on the big game this year.
It's running its first ever Super Bowl commercial to flaunt the permanent launch of its 5 flavors of wings.
I'm here for this.
Yep.
I was already
Because
rooting for the Bills,
why
so
not?
like, give me wings with it too.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just thinking about the sauce that I'm gonna get.
Me too.